Hey guys, what's good? You are watching Cat's Corner episode 22. Thanks for watching.
Like in a Star Wars theme, episode 22.
Star Wars theme episode, fresh off. I watched Solo this weekend. Cat hasn't got to see it yet, but kind of made me think about the Star Wars universe in general, and you know how big it's been. Like not just the stuff you've seen on screen, but you know
just beyond that.
Yeah, everything, the novels, the comic books, the video games. And if you watch Solo this weekend, you'll notice there's a lot of references to things that were going deep into the Star Wars lore.
Well, I've said it before. I mean, Disney bought Star Wars. They bought everything. Disney's not a company to let anything go to waste. So if there's money to be made, they will figure out a way to make money. And you know, why waste, however many years of Dark Horse comics that we had that were actually pretty good, that Lucas said he will never use. You know what? We'll use it. We'll bring stuff in, cartoons, video games. It's all ties in. It's all getting you hooked on that, because if they hook you on A, then they bring out B, and B connects to A, so you have to get that, and then C, D, and so forth. So they got you. I mean, they're that drug dealer that just hook you up and just keep going. I mean, it's smart. I'm not gonna flaw. You can argue and complain, bitch and moan, but you do. Anybody would do the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they're keeping all the good stuff and getting rid of the midichlorians.
Yeah.
So I bring this up because in the movie itself, there was references to Clone Wars. There's references to Star Wars Rebels.
Right.
There's characters that we've only seen animated that now we might see.
What was the last movie? Was it in Rogue One?
In Rogue One, they had
not just that, but they had the ghost ship.
Oh yeah.
They had the ghost. Then you see Chopper, and they mentioned General Hera or Hodo, which is one of the pilots from the Ghost. I mean, so it's brilliant. As a nerd, you're like, oh shit, they just mentioned that. Oh, cool. I literally had to freeze frame to see Chopper go by. I'm like, oh my god, there's Chopper. It was fun.
And there's so many Easter eggs in the film itself. When you go to, I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but the main bad guy, Paul Bettany's character, he's in his room, and there's a bunch of trophies, and there's like, if you're paying attention, there's little things that, not just in the cartoons, but they've been mentioned in the novels from the late 70s. There's reference to them.
That's cool. I'm looking forward to seeing Solo.
Yeah, it's a good time. I mean, we did a review. We're having a review. We're probably going to review it on Monday in one of our podcasts with D&G. But it was a good time. I enjoyed it. Highly recommend it. If you like Star Wars, it's a fun flick. Don't expect it to be super deep. It's definitely, there's a lot of fan service.
Well, it's not, it's Han Solo. How deep can it get? I mean,
I'm with you on that.
He's a swashbuckler. He's the charming, blah blah blah. You have Lando. I mean, how deep can it get?
Right,
I mean,
this is true. Fair enough.
I mean, given the history that we know of Han, he was a rebel. No, he was a Imperial pilot, defected, right?
Do you see that?
And then, his adventure starts. Chewbacca and all that. I mean, there's literally nothing else.
That's the cool thing about this.
He's a smuggler.
The cool thing about this movie is that there's gonna be more than one. They're gonna show you Han up until A New Hope. You're gonna see him grow. You're gonna see all the things that he did. So I feel like it's very rare we get prequels like this, a side prequel where it's like more than one chapter of that side prequel. So we're gonna get to see him, in A New Hope. It's presumed that he already knows Obi-Wan Kenobi. So maybe we get to see him meet a younger yet older Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That's true, yeah.
We get to see him his introduction to Jabba the Hutt. All
yeah,
this
we
stuff.
see. Yeah, I like to see that freaking Kessel Run in 14 parseconds or whatever the hell it was.
They show that in this movie.
They show that in the movie.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot to Han Solo that in the
a lot of throwaway lines that we hang on to, that we remember, and they vaguely address them in this movie, and in the future they're going to address other things. So it's really cool. But as for the books, man, how have Star Wars books done for you over the years?
I mean, since Marvel took over, I mean, they're pretty solid. People complain about Dr. Aphra or this or that. There's some slower books, but they really intertwine really good. I mean, best book, Vader. I mean, that book is just insane. It's like he's not even a bad guy anymore. He's just Vader. I mean, it's like you see him. They had the first series. They did the second volume, and it's just strong. You see him get his saber, you see him how powerful he could really be that you didn't see in the movies,
Right.
you know, and the clash would not necessarily clash with the Emperor, but I mean, dude, you could tell he could have taken the Emperor over any time, you know.
Right.
They're good Star Wars books, you know. They're building this universe, you know. You see more about characters that, like General, you know, Admiral Akbar, you know, that was a cool character in Return of the Jedi. But in the comic, you get to see his backstory. You get to see the world. What was it, Monkar, whatever the planet were. But there's so much good stuff, and like I said, Disney will not / Marvel will not let it go to waste. They're gonna hook you, and they're gonna get the next generation of viewers into Star Wars.
Right.
You know, because again, you and I, you know, we're done to some extent, you know, but they need the next generation.
You definitely more than me, but that's, you know.
I'm not done. I mean, I'm more, you know, it just gets to the point where you just
Cat was alive when A New Hope came out. I was not.
I said that. You know, you get tired of hearing people complain about every fucking small thing. It's not this, it's not that. Who gives a shit? Just watch it, enjoy it. Life goes on, man. You know, it's like we're bitching so much, it takes the fun out of shit.
Yeah.
You know, that's. But I'm on board with Star Wars train.
There's also like everyone's looking through that nostalgia glass.
Everybody wants what we want, but
Yeah.
it's not what we want.
You know, I feel like if you go and rewatch those original trio, they're not perfect films either. You know?
Oh no! As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
they were on. I was watching them because today is Monday. I was watching them. They were on TNT or USA over the weekend, and they played New Hope, Empire, and Return. I mean, as a kid, I was like, "Whoa!" Because I'm like, "Okay, you're a little bit too overzealous on this in their look, you know."
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you're right. You know, but they're still good. They're still awesome, and the story's there, and the story, it brings everything back, you know, and
Definitely.
you can build.
Definitely.
That's why you have all this other stuff. You know?
Absolutely, and I mean, it's just such a huge universe now that they can do so much with it, and I'm really looking forward to it. You know,
I know. I'm looking.
I was actually like, I kept my expectations low for Solo as well, just because, like you said, it was Han. Like, how deep can you go into Han? But I think they did a good job. They made it interesting. It was fun. And that's the key. It was a fun flick to watch. It was not that long.
That's supposed to, because Han is literally, he was the comic relief.
Right.
If anything, he wasn't the serious. He never wanted to.
I tell people that Han was not supposed to be as popular.
No, he
as
wasn't.
He is.
I mean, his shit. We all know Harrison wanted the character to die so many freaking movies ago, you know. But he was popular. I mean, again, he was the comic relief. He came in, you know. He was all for himself. He didn't care for the, you know, rebellion or this or that. But you saw the good side in him every time. You know, he was that, oh shit, I'm not like, you know, oh my, what's gonna happen? Like, next thing, oh, come on, kid, pop, let's get it done. So he was that lifesaver, you know, in situations. He always
He was the
had
reluctant
something.
hero.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna try to see it this coming weekend. I'm looking forward to it. I don't think, you know, I want to see Lando. I want to see all these other characters. You know, again, it's characters that you've seen and you want to. Now you get a chance to, okay, let's see what else. I mean, what else is there besides Luke and the Emperor? You know, and we get to see this.
So, going back to the comics, Dark Horse had Star Wars for a long time.
They had it for a long time. That's right. I mean, 10+ years or so, right? No, when the 80s.
It was longer than that. It was
it was maybe 15. Yeah, but I mean, the thing with Dark Horse, you know, they were great stuff. I mean, you had the Crimson Empire, you know, 1 and 2, which everybody expected. Was that no? You had what was that? Dark Empire.
Okay.
You had Dark Empire 1 and 2, and every fan thought that Lucas was gonna do the next Star Wars were gonna be the Dark Empire, and he said no, and you know, he said and Lucas said that he's not gonna acknowledge anything Dark Horse has done, and they've done great stuff, man. Look, General Thrawn, you know, now Marvel picked them up, you know, there's so many characters. My problem with the Dark Horse universe was that it was so all over the map, because they gave you a timeline, and it was 10,000 BC to whatever AD, whatever it was. So the stories ran across. The timeline was a little bit screwy, but they were good. Whatever they did, it was good stuff. I mean, you know, Knights of the Empire. I mean, there was so many good runs in the Dark Horse universe.
Well, there was an awesome video game that came out like, in the early 2000s, Knights of the Old Republic.
Right.
Which is like, which everyone's into a Darth Revan, who's you never actually see.
Yeah, you don't.
No. Anyways, let's get into our picks of the week. What do you got for me?
DC, you have Doomsday Clock #5 this week. You know, as excited as I was for that book, because it's late, I feel like it's losing steam.
Yeah.
And with this dark metal, you know, like fans didn't know what to like, what not to like, who's coming first. You know, is Dr. Manhattan fixing the the DC universe, or is it Dark Knight? Whatever it was, but I'm still looking forward to reading it. Like I said before, Jeff Johns is a hell of a writer. You got Gary Frank doing the artwork, and that pair is good enough for me. So I'm looking forward to that.
I just feel like when it comes to major publishers, we should not have any delays in your major storylines. I think
you shouldn't, but there's stuff that goes behind the scenes
right.
that you and I mean, I know, but you don't know, and I'm not gonna spell it out. But you know what? Life is life. It's always been like that. You know, as far as I remember, small hiccups delay a book. Their DC is also doing. There's the second wave of Hanna-Barbera DC crossovers that. I hope they're as good as the first wave. And you got a Flash with Speed Buggy that should be fun to read. You got Super Sons of Dynamite and Black Lightning and Hong Kong Fooey, which
I feel like they kind of jobbed Hong Kong Fooey with that one.
But it should be fun. You got the Batman Prelude to the Wedding. They're gonna be a bunch of one shots for the next month or two, up to 50. So this week we get Robin versus Ra's al Ghul, the Justice League No Justice Part 3 or Part 4. You know, number 1 read good. 2, 3. It's like I'm hearing like a couple of my guys rumbling, just like Dark Knight's Metal by issue 3. Just they're losing people, so we'll see. I think right now
the best thing about it is the Francis Manapul artwork.
It is beautiful to look at, you know. And the big book was Man of Steel #1, the Bendis book.
Oh, it's his first book.
Yeah, it's again, we'll see how it goes. It's they solicited with a open order as many as you want. Whatever you don't sell, we'll take back. I'm sure the book will have high orders. They won't tell you how many go back, but we'll see. But that's DC. There's a book out of Image that I want to try. I want to read. It's called The Last Siege by Landry Walken, I believe is the writer's name. I don't know who he is, but sounds like a cool concept.
He's a New York Times best-selling author.
Right. So you're talking. They describe it as a spaghetti western meets Game of Thrones, in medieval times. So sounds cool, Again, sounds like there's a reluctant hero that comes in and he has to save this 11-year-old princess. But looks good. Sounds good. Sounds like something I might read. It's right on my alley.
And it's not on my variant pick list, but the B cover is actually pretty nice for it. If you want to check it out, it's got 2 covers.
And then again, we got Marvel. So this week, I think this book overshadows everything else that's on the market. It's going to be on the market this one. There's going to be Amazing Spider-Man 800. It's not Slott's last issue, but it's the culmination of the Red Goblin storyline, and I don't think it's gonna let anybody down as far as story goes. And he's got a shitload of variants. Woo!
This is these round numbers, but if you thought there were a lot of Black Panther covers
or action, forget it, man. There
is a ton of covers for this Spider-Man 800.
And I'm pretty sure they're all gonna sell out.
So you find the one you like, and you buy that one. I think that the A covers Alex Ross. Too.
Right.
You can't go wrong.
And what is Midtown limiting 2 per customer?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. So they're expecting something.
Yeah, it's a $10 book, so beware of that.
Yeah, it carries a $9.99 price tag, but there's that. I've been loving Daredevil. This Mayor, the follow-up to Mayor Kingpin, with Matt Murdock actually becoming the mayor. It's been pretty damn good read. Marvel 2-in-1 number 6, I think, comes out this week, and that's one of my favorite books on the table right now. Again, for not having a Fantastic Four book, this book, man, feels really good and fills that gap, that need to have an FF book. I've been loving Punisher.
What are they calling the War Machine Punisher? Is there a name?
Frank, I don't think they're calling it anything. I mean, because again, if you read, again, spoiler, if you haven't read Invincible Iron Man last week, number 600, we get
Dr. Stark.
Well, no, not Dr. Stark, but I mean, I think there could have been a few more spots. They could have put some more war bubbles, but we get Rhodey back, and Tony and Rhodey are back, and then Rhodey's in his War Machine suit.
Yeah.
So I don't know where this takes place, but I've been liking it. You know, again, talking about Han Solo and Star Wars, we have a new miniseries, a Lando miniseries, written by Rodney Barnes. So we'll see how that does. I mean, it should be good. I like Rodney's writing. I've known him for years. He's a really good writer. I mean, the X-Men books have been really solid again, and you got X-Men Blue and the X-Men Red annual coming out this week. I mean, X-Men Red's been selling out. The last 3 issues, they've 1, 2, 3's been selling out. So there's something to these X-Men books again.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, again, like you said, not a overwhelming week because of the 5-week month, but a lot of good solid reading. And I'm sure there's other things that I haven't looked at, but
light week, you know, I normally have like 10, 11 books. This week it's probably half of that. So going off, like Kat mentioned, DC's doing the DC Hanna-Barbera crossover books. None of them look interesting to me at all, and the artwork wasn't that great either, except for the Josh Middleton variant. It's Aquaman Jabberjaw. Jabberjaw is that huge shark that talks too much. The cover's interesting. The artwork is beautiful on it. You can see it on the screen. Also, this is like, I don't really do Dynamite. I never really talk about it, but they've been doing these Kiss crossover books with other characters, and Kiss Army of Darkness number 4. They have a Virgin variant of the A cover by somebody named Goni Montez. I've never heard of him, but it's a cool looking character. You got Gene with his axe bass. You got Bruce with playing a guitar for whatever reason.
You know, they've done these Kiss variants like a few years ago. Last year they had the Kiss miniseries, and they did a lot of homage covers to Venom and all this stuff. I mean, it's weird. It just doesn't. They look cool, but doesn't go anywhere.
Right. That's just. I mean, if these are for. This is for the personal collection. If you're a Kiss fan,
right.
You know, I like the cover. I thought it kind of stood out because I've looked at the other covers over the weeks. I haven't really been impressed by it, but this one I kind of liked, so that's why I'm throwing it out there. Then, Amazing Spider-Man 800 has 10 million covers.
That book's gonna be number 1 this month. That's for sure.
If you go on Midtown, they have their own exclusives. Side exclusives never do that great, but these are Francesco Matina's. There's 2 covers, connecting cover. They're $40 for the pair. Really cool looking. I like it. I mean, it's awesome. Like, well, actually, it's up on the screen. I don't know if Kat's seen the cover.
No, I haven't seen it.
So let's see if it blows your mind.
I mean, Matina's great. Oh, that is beautiful.
Yeah, that's the connected cover. Yeah, it's got Venom on one side. It's got Red Goblin and there's Spidey hanging.
Red Carnage or whatever.
Is that what they're calling it? Red Carnage
or whatever. Carnage.
It's either Red Goblin or Red Carnage. Who knows?
Yeah, but that looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's an amazing.
And it's $40.
It's $40 for 2.
For 2.
So you got to buy the connecting variants, right? You know, like not everybody likes doing the connecting cover things, but
that's a beautiful cover.
Yeah, it's awesome. Then there's also the one variant I like that's also at this open order or qualifying order.
It's a qualifying order.
But there's a Nick Bradshaw variant that's pretty cool looking.
Oh, no, it's an open order.
Is it open order?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, where's it at? Let's look at it. Nick Bradshaw. Here it goes.
It's not bad.
Not bad. It's got Red Goblin battling Spider-Man in the air over New York City. Kind of cool looking. The other ones I've seen, not so impressive. I mean, you know, you got the incentive one. I think it's 175 or 1 in 100. I don't know. When I see the price.
Oh, the Lotto? No, that's a 1 in 200, I believe.
1 in 200. Well.
Oh, they have some weird. I mean, there's some weird ratio.
Yeah, they got some weird. But the Delato cover, it's nice. It's just Spidey on the cover, but you know that's gonna set you back. You know.
Wow, the Mobius is 100 plus. Wow.
I don't even know what the Mobius cover looks like.
Oh no, that's so the one. Oh, because there's the 1 in 500, I believe. The Lotto Virgin. Yeah. Oh my God, that's already up there. Wow.
Yeah, I got some Steve Ditko classics, but you know, those are my picks for the week for Spider-Man. It's just like I said, you know, pick the cover you like. You know, if you don't want to spend extra money, don't. You know, it's just.
I mean, again, you compare this versus action. I mean, this book has meat. That Amazing Spider-Man 800
it's got guts.
It's got guts and meat to it, to where Action Comics was just there. So no matter what cover you pick up, you're picking up a good read. You're picking up a good solid book. So something's gonna happen in 800. I feel it. It's gonna. I mean, I think they might have solicited a second print order. I think it might be shipping sold out.
Oh.
Out of Diamond.
Well, there you go, guys.
I think I remember seeing a second print solicitation last week's FOC, so it could be shipping sold out of Diamond, which is wow, that's pretty damn good.
That's gonna be our pick of the week. Spider-Man 800.
Definitely.
Also, Marvel 2-in-1 number 6. There's a Deadpool cover with the Thing as Deadpool.
Who's doing the art?
I don't know who's doing the art. It's an awesome cover. You know, it's a gag cover. Gerald Perel.
Oh no, yeah, that looks nice.
It's an awesome cover. Super cool. You can see it up there.
That's really cool
great
cover,
for the personal collection. And you know, if the Thing ever turns into Deadpool, you know,
I mean, I think that's a qualifying variant. So you have to meet that number to order it. So we'll see how many people actually get that.
Well, there you go. Look at Cat dropping the insider knowledge. An X-Men Red Annual. Cat talked about it. There's a Dave Johnson variant. It's a incentive variant, but I
like the. That's pretty good.
I think it's a 1 in 50.
Something like that, 1 in 25, 1 in 50. But I like the Art Adams one. Which is the B cover. I mean, I just like Art Adams.
Right.
I love his stuff. Classic.
Yeah,
clean,
it's a classic.
You know, and there's still fans out there. You know, but that's a. It shouldn't be hard to find.
Right. And Art Adams has been drawing X-Men for
a long time.
Almost 40 years now.
Long shot miniseries. You know, back in the day.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then finally, not a variant, but there's a book called Pestilence that came out. It was a zombie book during the medieval times. Well, there is a second part, another miniseries coming out called Pestilence: Story of Satan, #1. Both covers are sold out on Midtown. I read the first issue of the.
Who wrote that? Colin Bunn or?
I think Colin Bunn did the first one. Yeah.
Because it was pretty good.
But Frank Thierry's writing
Frank Thierry, no, yeah. I don't know who did that. It could have been Actually, I think this is Thierry's thing.
Thierry?
I love the first miniseries. It was pretty solid. Yeah. You know, zombies in medieval time. Why not?
Yeah, and it's the second one, and like both covers are sold out. So you know, if you get a hold of it, it's a good book to read, and who knows. But anyways, that's going to do it for us this week. Thanks for watching. You know the drill. Smash that like button, leave comments, let us know what you think, and we will see you next time. Take us away.
Go out tomorrow, support your local comic book store, buy print, keep everything rolling. We'll see you guys in the funny paper.
Alrighty.